Module 4 Memory. Memory is the process of maintaining information over time. Matlin, 2005. Memory is the means by which we draw on our past experiences in order to use this information in the present. Sternberg, 1999. Human memory has been a subject of research, thinking and philosophy for thousands of years. Within the sphere of cognitive psychology as well, memory finds an important place. Human memory can store memories and retrieve them whenever required. It can be a learned experience or involuntary. However, it is not always perfect and there can be some gaps in it. Sometimes the memories created are not properly encoded, or sometimes useful information may get discarded by the brain. Said that we often remember things that we want to forget and vice versa. Information stored in our brain can be categorized into two specific areas: explicit memory, implicit memory. Explicit memory stores memory that we make a conscious effort to store and use at a later time. To store the information we often need to make great efforts. Studying for an exam, learning the lyrics of a favorite pop song can be some examples of explicit memory. In contrast, implicit memory is known to store information that is trivial, unnecessary, and often useless. Also, one doesn't need to make great efforts or conscious efforts, and this is unintentional. Mainly three reasons are determined as to why people fail to recall certain memories or information. They may have not properly absorbed the information. The information, though originally absorbed properly, was lost somehow in format. For psychologists, the term memory covers three aspects of image processing, namely encoding, storage and retrieval. When sensory organs send information to the brain and the brain receives the information, it is changed into specific form that the system can store it nicely and correctly. This is done through the stage of encoding. Next comes the stage of memory storage, wherein the information after encoding is stored. The duration of the memory, the quantum of the details in a memory, and what kind of information needs to be stored is all determined in this stage of memory. It could be either categorized as short-term memory and long-term memory. This affects the retrieval of the memory and how the next stage of memory handles it. The final stage of the memory is the retrieval. The way the memory is stored aids the retrieval. When we are asked to retrieve something, the difference between STM, short-term memory, and LTM, long-term memory, becomes clear. STM is stored and retrieved sequentially. For example, if a group of participants are given a list of words to remember, and then asked to recall the fourth word on the list, participants go through the list in the order they heard it in order to retrieve the information. LTM is stored and retrieved by association. This is why you can remember what you went upstairs for if you go back to the room where you first thought about it. The sensory memory retains an impression longer than is required, and this gives the brain time to register and process the information. Working memory has a great deal more stamina than sensory memory. There are limitations, as working memory lasts for a short period of time, approximately 20 seconds. Working memory sorts through information transferred from long-term memory or from sensory memory. It is processed into relevant or familiar patterns for recall later. Your working memory also saves your most recent experiences. However, there are limitations as to storage. Your long-term memory stores images and words and conceptual data, filing them with similar words or data that is already held in your memory banks. There are two types of long-term memory: procedural, declarative. The memory stored in the procedural part is strong and hardy. It is skill-related and includes sequences of smaller actions. This is the reason that if you suddenly use a skill set that you have not used for a very long time, the memory is restored quickly and you can use the memory to function that action. Declarative memory is made with conscious efforts and only involves facts. There are two forms of declarative memory: episodic and semantic memory. Thoughts, feelings and emotions that pertain to certain events or are associated with are stored as episodic memory. In contrast to episodic memory, semantic memory stores words, concepts and meaning of words. Often we think of flagging a memory or difficulty to retrieve memories as being age-related. But in actuality, the aging process has very little to do with the retrieval of memories. The information is actually transferred from short-term to long-term, given that the person keeps creating new memories and the brain needs to reorganize the information constantly. The mind consistently makes new memories and organizes and reorganizes them constantly. This means that over time the memories changes or gets modified. Experience of past and present changes it, and it can even change in the future as you gain newer experiences. Sleep affects memory consolidation. During sleep, the neural connections in the brain are strengthened. This enhances the brain's abilities to stabilize and retain memories. There have been several studies which show that sleep improves the retention of memory, as memories are enhanced through active consolidation. System consolidation takes place during slow-wave sleep, SWS. This process implicates that memories are reactivated during sleep, but that the process doesn't enhance every memory. It also implicates that qualitative changes are made to the memories when they are transferred to long-term store during sleep. Hippocampus stores the entire day's memories. When the person is asleep, these memories are moved to long-term storage in the neocortex. Therefore, sleep plays a very important role in the creation of new memories. It is often said that taking naps between lessons can vastly improve the learning process and help students in remembering lessons easily. Sleep enables the information to be consolidated and stored much more efficiently in the long-term memory banks. Research has also shown that taking nap breaks or sleep breaks can help avoid interference. This is when a new task is followed by a secondary task without sleep. The memory can get chaotic and mixed up. This has led us to believe that short daytime naps in between learning can aid retrieval of the information better and enables less interference.